What's up, yo? Big Cat 305 here. It's game day, and we're making nachos. Updated version. Let's go.
For the first 5 years of my YouTube channel, I focused on making easy recipes that tasted great, but I never really considered if they were great for you. So now I have all these old recipes that need some tweaking, like an update. Think computer update. When your computer starts running slow and sluggish, you get an update and it runs much smoother and more efficiently. So now my goal is to update these old recipes so they don't just taste great, but they're great for you. Let's start the update.
What's up, yo? Big Cat 305 here. Today we're going to be making Game Day Nachos on the Blackstone. Let's do it.
We've got our Velveeta Mexican style cheese and ground beef gets plopped down onto the Blackstone. You can hear that sizzle. That Blackstone is ready to cook, man. Break it apart. Do what you got to do. So here we go. Salt, some fresh ground pepper, garlic powder right here. After about, 5-6 minutes, that's it. They're done. I got my tortilla chips laid out on my plate. Pico De Gallo. Then we add our cheese. Cheese should not go to waste. Black olives, green onions. Get a little bit of cheese, some ground beef.
Let's go through the ingredients. We'll start off with our tortilla chips, which are lightly salted, some Cayenne Seasoning, fresh mild Pico De Gallo, some lean ground beef, 93.7, a yellow onion, fat-free cheddar shredded cheese, and organic black beans. We've got our griddle preheated about 350, some avocado oil down, and our onions go down. We just want to separate those. Time for our 93.7 lean ground beef. We're going to chop that up real good. Same chopper as 2019 and same technique. Just going to chop that up real good. Go fast here for you. Just make sure you don't have any big giant clumps. Salt, pepper, garlic on both the ground beef as well as the onions. We're also going to add our Cajun seasoning here. Give it a little bit of heat. Not too much, just a little bit. And then mix it up real good once you get all those spices in there. Hey, it's me again. Don't forget, at the end of this video, I'm going to compare the nutritional value of the new updated recipe versus the old recipe. So continue to flip, stir it up, and you just want to get this meat nice and browned evenly through. It doesn't have to be 100% browned all the way through, though, because you're going to stick it back on. Same thing with the onions. Give them a nice saute here, basically. Ground beef is looking good. Just about done here. Give you a little close-up of what it looks like. Oh yeah, looking good. And that's it. You just want to take off your onions and your meat for the next step. Next step, after the griddle has cooled down, you want to get yourself a rack, and either a pan, or in this case a pizza pan. Load it up with your tortilla chips, and then add your meat. Go a little fast here for you, but just want to make sure you spread it out evenly. Make sure you get it all in there too, because that meat is good. Same thing with the onions. Spread it out. Go fast here for you again. Those onions are going to give it some tremendous flavor. And then our fat-free cheese. Curious to see how this melts. Looks great, but never used it before, so give it a shot. So same thing here. Spread it out nice and evenly. And then we add our black beans. Now these black beans, I did drain them and then rinse them with water. And then same thing. Spread them out nice and evenly. Then we add our fresh Pico De Gallo. I was going to make my own again, but I found this. It has the same ingredients and they made it fresh there in the store, so why not? But same thing. Spread it out evenly. Gives it some beautiful color and flavor. And then top it off with the rest of our cheese that we have. So now we take it off the griddle and we are going to preheat our griddle to about 400 to 425. put the nachos back on. We're going to let these sit there for 5 minutes, and then we will check them. 5 minutes later, I see that they're getting melted on the front a little more than the back, so I give it a turn, and then we shut it again. Check it again after 3 minutes, and I decide to give it a little bit of water to give it a little steam action, try to melt that cheese. The cheese is not being cooperative here, I'm being honest. Another 2 minutes, 10 minutes total. It is done. Looks great. Let's go check it out.
Whoo-wee! All right. I don't know. It looks delicious. The cheese took a little while to melt, but we'll give it a test. Let me give you a little quick close-up. Look at this, man. This looks delicious. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I hope it tastes half as good as it looks, because it looks really, really good. All right, I'm gonna give this a taste, and then we're gonna go inside. But let's make sure it tastes great first. Oh my God, I don't know where to start. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks good right there. Good flavors. Got that Pico De Gallo. Cheese is good. The meat is awesome. Got a little kick. All right, the taste is definitely great. Let's go check out the stats.
All right, how about that for some Game Day Nachos updated version? Let me tell you, they tasted great. After I shot outside, I went inside, I heated myself up a nice little plate full with a little bit of salsa on top, just a little bit, and they tasted awesome. The biggest difference that I noticed between these and the previous version was very greasy. This was not greasy at all, but the flavors were just perfect. So we know it tasted great. Let's go to the stats. I'm going to share my screen with you. So the biggest standouts for me, first of all, were the saturated fat. The original recipe had 14.6 grams of saturated fat, and that's mainly because of that 80-20 ground chuck. By switching to the 93.7 lean ground beef, we got that number down to 4 or 10.6 less grams of saturated fat. 72% less saturated fat, which is incredible. Protein, let me tell you, that's another big difference. 29 in the original, which is a good number. We boosted that up to 46.5 grams of protein, or 60% more protein, mainly because of that lean ground beef. That fat-free cheddar cheese was a big difference too, along with those organic black beans that boosted it up as well. And finally, the sodium, we had 1,040 milligrams of sodium in the original recipe, 840 or 200 less milligrams, 19% less milligrams in the updated version. Let me tell you, tasted great. It's great for you. I would call that an updated recipe. Now, let's get back to the game. Everybody, thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, and we'll keep on cooking. Big Cat out.